You, sir, you're poor. You can't afford a Rolex day date with the fluted bezel in 18-karat gold. You can't afford a Vacheron Constantin 222. You can't afford an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. And you definitely can't afford a Patek Philipe Nautilus. But wait! What's this? Ugh. It's the Tissot PRX 35mm.
Hello and welcome. Today we are looking at the Tissot PRX 35mm in stainless steel with PVD gold plating. A gold sports watch for those who can't afford a gold sports watch. The PRX is based on an old Tissot C-Star first released in 1978. The old C-Star was typical of 1970s sports watches, like the watches mentioned in the intro to this video. Fast forward to the 21st century, prices of Royal Oaks and Nautiluses have skyrocketed, and it seems like almost every brand is releasing a sporty watch with an integrated bracelet. The PRX has been a huge hit since it was first released in early 2021, and Tissot has capitalised on this by releasing a whole range of models with a number of different colourways in quartz and automatic versions. This year they released a 35mm variant true to the size of the original C-Star, and also these stainless steel PVD gold plated variants in both 40mm and this here 35mm edition. Gold plated editions are currently only available with a quartz movement, and initially I was waiting for the Powermatic 80 version to be released, but in the end I decided I wanted a watch for the summer, so I pulled the trigger on the quartz model. The recommended retail price for this watch is £375, which is £80 more than the stainless steel quartz editions. I think I've even seen those models for as low as £235 on discount, so I was determined to get the gold version for a great price. In the end I purchased this from CW Sellers with a 20% discount after just a 5-minute phone call. I bought both the 35mm and 40mm editions for £300 each. My brother took the 40mm version. And best of all, they were delivered the very next day by special delivery. Very impressive. Okay, so let me give a quick rundown on the specifications. The case is 35mm with a thickness of 9.6mm, but it wears a little larger due to the case design with a lug-to-lug measurement of around 39mm. There is a signed crown and there is a solid case back with specifications engraved around the edge. The bezel is polished, but the rest of the case has a brushed finish. It features a sapphire crystal covering the champagne gold sunburst dial with gold batten indexes and batten hands, and a white date window. There is some lume on the hands and on the indexes, but it's not great. The width of the bracelet is around 24mm, tapering to 16mm, and features a quick release spring bar and a signed butterfly clasp. It uses split pins and has a brushed gold finish with polished edges. There is no micro adjust, but it does have half links, which should help to get a better fit. The movement is a quartz ETA based movement, nothing to write home about, but it is very reliable and true to the old C-Star model, which was released at the height of the quartz crisis in the late 70s. So what is my verdict? I've owned the watch for a couple of months now, and in my opinion, it's still a great looking watch. It looks fantastic and it feels wonderful to wear. The case and dial are just right, and the bracelet is probably the nicest I've experienced. I love that the PRX perfectly captures the essence of the original 70s design. It is a vintage watch without the headaches of a vintage watch. It is awesome to see a retro styled watch with retro styled proportions rather than ridiculous modern case sizing, which is so often the case. Ultimately, the PRX's greatest asset is the bracelet. It is not often you come across a watch where the bracelet is better than the case and the dial. The affordable watch market is plagued with great looking watches with hideous bracelets or straps. The PRX doesn't feel compromised in any way, unlike most affordable watches where you can tell all the money was spent on the case and dial and the bracelet or strap was just an afterthought. A lot of people will shy away from gold-plated watches, but I think in this instance it is very well done. A solid gold watch with a solid gold bracelet is just not a realistic proposition for most people, so gold plating is the only way to go to get that gold aesthetic. Overall, I think this is a great addition to any collection. Yes, it is gaudy and flashy and will garner a lot of attention, but if that's what you're looking for, then you can't really go wrong with this watch. If you want the integrated bracelet experience without dazzling your fellow human, opt for one of the stainless steel versions and I'm sure you will be just as chuffed as I am. For those hoping for a 35mm Powermatic 80 version, Tissot announced a solitary model earlier this year, so I'm sure it's just a matter of time before a whole range are announced. There is a link in the description to the Tissot website and also the CW Sellers website if you want to check them out. I have no affiliation with CW Sellers, but their service was impeccable, so I think they deserve a mention. That is all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye now.